Coming up on Mountain News this morning, another week of dry weather as we continue to monitor fires in eastern Kentucky. And we'll take a look at how Kentucky leads the country in lung cancer cases.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 6:31 on November 14th. Now let's check in with Chief Forecaster Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning. Once again, Brandon, we're just staying dry out there. We still need that rain, but it may be a few more days.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to wait till Friday. We did have a cold front come through last night, but it was a dry cold front. So it brought the chill, didn't necessarily bring the wetness. So again, you see 41. Beautiful campus over at UVA-Wise this morning. No major issues over there in Southwest Virginia. Just a little on the colder side. We've got Clintwood and Grundy at 30. So expect to see one of those in the 20-degree club here for too long. Jonesville's back to 28, 28 Irvin, 28 Ashland, and 29 Manchester. On the other end of the scale, we've got that 41 there on Wise's campus. We got 41 at Pikeville and 45 at Jackson this morning. So your planner for today, sun comes up at 7:12, sun sets at 5:23, but in between, I think we'll see a mix of sun and clouds as temperatures get right close to that 60-degree mark by about 3 o'clock this afternoon. Olivia?
All righty, thank you, Brandon. As deer hunting season continues, the forest fire threat does as well. Officials are urging everyone not to burn as we are in the middle of another dry week. Many counties still have a total burn ban. Kentucky Division of Forestry Hazard Branch Manager Jake Hall says they are also urging caution as more hunters are in the woods.
Although we don't expect to find too many hunters and around an active fire, if you happen upon one and you don't immediately see KDF, we encourage you to call 911 and make us aware of that, and we may be able to alert you through dispatch that a crew is on scene and just make you aware. We try to make our presence known.
Hall says KDF officials will have on bright yellow shirts. They will also have trucks with lights and sirens to ensure safety for the fire crews and to those in the community. There are still several active fires burning across eastern Kentucky right now. It's a staggering statistic. Kentucky leads the country in lung cancer cases. The second leading cause of lung cancer is radon. The gas is odorless and tasteless. Environmental CEO Kyle Holyman says Kentucky has a high risk of radon exposure. Data reveals that in Kentucky, 44% of homes tested have dangerous levels of radon. Cassie Prather with the Woodford County Health Department says levels may vary even within neighborhoods.
Your neighbor could have low levels, you could have high levels. So if you have a neighbor that's tested and they were okay, that doesn't necessarily mean that you and your home are safe. Anytime that your house is closed up more and less ventilated, in the winter months, there's going to be a higher risk. But just like you said earlier, it can't be seen, it can't be smelled, it can't be heard.
For a free radon testing kit, you can reach out to your local health department or complete a form on the free radon test kit offer website. Emergency regulations are in place to provide better oversight for intoxicating hemp-related products. For months, a subcommittee with the Kentucky Cabinet for Health and Family Services has been trying to lay some ground rules for regulation of products like Delta-8 THC.
I think that there's a lot of benefit to regulation. You're going to know what you're getting because everything's going to have to be lab tested. It's going to have to be produced by a registered producer that has had passed through a process by the state where they've approved the product. It's not going to be easily accessible to children. Everything's going to have to be, that is intoxicating, like Delta-8.
Kentucky was the first state to establish regulations for products like Delta-8. The Administrative Regulation Review Subcommittee has asked the parties to return next month with additional updates. Police say a couple found a Georgia man inside a house they recently purchased. When officers arrived at the Monticello home, they reportedly found 31-year-old Samuel Haynes of Columbus, Georgia, had broken into the house through a rear door and appeared to be getting ready to live there. Police found food, an air mattress, and a shopping cart, all stolen from a local Walmart inside the home. Haynes was arrested and charged with burglary. One man and 2 women were arrested after a traffic stop in McCreary County. Police asked the driver, 38-year-old Denny Daughtery of Winfield, Tennessee, for a field sobriety test. Daughtery also did not give officers permission to search the car, so K9 Mando was deployed for a free air sniff. The dog then alerted the drugs were inside the car. 34-year-old Casey Torres and 56-year-old Brenda Stevens, both of Somerset, were discovered to reportedly have active warrants on them. During the holiday season, food insecurity can become a bigger concern, with families struggling to put food on the table. Williamsburg Independent is partnered with the University of the Cumberlands for a food drive to help provide food, clothing, and cleaning items for those in need. Not only is Williamsburg hosting a food drive, but on Thursday, they are also opening their doors to students and families to have a sit-down dinner in their gym.
Food is expensive. I have 3 children of my own, and it's probably our greatest bill at my house. And so we want to just provide this opportunity for families to come and sit down together and then go talk to their teachers, their students' teachers, about their learning. And then our families who receive backpacks will also receive a food basket from our family resource.
For more information about food drives in Williamsburg, including the one at the University of the Cumberlands, check out our website. The Isom Days Festival in Letcher County will receive $75,000 from the Kentucky Department of Agriculture. The money is part of the local agriculture fairs program. The Isom Festival will use the money for the construction of bleachers, sheds, concrete, and fencing. Work must be started within 90 days of the date the project was awarded and be complete within 9 months. Yesterday kicked off the 36th annual Big Blue Crush Blood Drive in Kentucky. The annual competition pits Kentucky against Tennessee to see which state can donate the most blood. This year's contest will run from now until Friday, which is November 17th. There are 3 locations in eastern Kentucky where you can donate blood as part of the challenge. You can donate at the Kentucky Blood Centers in Pikeville, Somerset, and Corbin from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. through Friday.
.638 here on this Tuesday morning. We continue to look at one of our Kentucky Mesonet cameras. Now, I know it's kind of dark, but you can see a little bit of light starting to fizzle in there this morning. This is 4 miles northwest of Monticello down in Wayne County. So I'm trying to filter a few of those in, but here is the thing. A lot of these cameras are in areas that are not lighted, so they're really hard for us to use here in the morning. So again, just kind of keep that in mind, that we'll try to showcase these as much as we can for you. We're proud to partner with our friends at the Mesonet on that. 28 in Irvin, Manchester right now as well. 27 in Jonesville, new cold spot. 28 also in Ashland. I knew they would drop. Grundy now 29. Still hanging on to 30 there in Clintwood. 45 still at Jackson, and we've lost our 41 there in Wise. So Pikeville, the only other 40 besides Jackson in the region. Outdoor forecast, you're going to be seeing again temperatures that will climb into the upper, let's call it 60. Let's just call it a round number there, 60. And again, we'll see a mix of sun and clouds after some morning clouds this morning. Olivia?
Thanks, Brandon, and thank you for joining us. The time is now 6:39. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. The stakes are high on the House floor today as Congress considers a stopgap measure to once again avert a government shutdown.